Dear learners, welcome to the second session of HTML. In this session, we discussed about how to create lists in HTML. We know what is a list. Arranging data items in a well-ordered manner with the help of bullets or numbers is termed as a list. HTML provides different types of listing: unordered list, ordered list, and definition list. We will see the unordered list. Unordered list in HTML means, or unordered list means, data is arranged in the form of bullets. For creating unordered list in HTML, we are having a tag called UL. UL stands for unordered list and it is a container element. For representing each element in the list, we have to use li tag. After listing the first element, the li tag should be closed. For the second element, we have to open the li tag once more. Then after that, it will be closed. For adding any elements to the corresponding list, we have to start a new li tag, so that a bullet will be appeared for the corresponding data items. You can see the corresponding example. A UL tag is there, which represents an unordered list for listing the elements, for listing apples, oranges, pears, bananas. All these things are enclosed in separate li tags. After listing each element, the li tag is closed. Then after listing all the elements, the UL tag is closed. For this card, the output will be like this. Each listing element is having a bullet. Now ordered list. Ordered list means data items are arranged in a numbered format. For creating ordered list in HTML, we are having OL tag. OL stands for ordered list. Here also, for listing each element, we have to use the li tag. In case of unordered list, a bullet should be appeared. Here, for ordered list, a number should be appeared here. The number, by default, the number should start from 1. This is an example. An ordered list tag is open, OL, using OL tag, and an ordered list is open for listing the elements, the same elements as previous: apples, oranges, pears, bananas. Each should be enclosed in li tag. After enclosing each element, li tag should be closed. Then after listing all the elements, OL tag is closed. So the output will be like this. The third type of listing is definition list. Definition list is normally used for placing definitions in web pages. We can place definitions of various items or various terms in a well-arranged manner. For creating definition list, we have to use the tag DL. DL is the definition list creating tag. Then for specifying the definition term, we have to use the DT tag. DT stands for definition term. For specifying the definition term. For the definition, we have to use the DD tag. DD stands for definition data or defining data. Then here there is an example. DL tag is open, which means that the coming is a definition list. DT, the first definition term or the first definition item is mine. DT is closed. Then definition data or defining data tag is open. Multi-purpose, etc., etc. That is a definition for mine. Then DD is closed. Then next DT is open. Next definition term is started. Next definition term is FTP. After mentioning the definition term, DD is open. Then the explanation related to that heading is given. Then after that, DD is closed likewise. After listing all the definition definitions, DL tag should be closed. So these are the three basic types of lists in HTML. In addition to that, we can create nested list. Nested list means a list may contain another list. The inner list is nested inside the outer list. Here there is an example. Here we can see that an ordered list is open. Ordered list contains the first item as apples. After that, unordered list is open, which contains two values, red and green. Then unordered list is closed. Then again another listing element. So the another listing element is belonging to ordered list. It contains oranges. Then the third element is pears and fourth element is bananas, and ordered list is closed. So the output for the corresponding code is like this. Apples, for apples there will be, after the apples there will be an unordered list which represents red and green value, that is represented like this. So this is all about the list section. Now we can see how to specify comments in HTML. For making comments in HTML, we have to use this syntax: angle bracket opening, then exclamatory mark, then hyphen hyphen, then you have to mention what all are the comments. At the end, you have to specify two hyphens, then angle bracket closing. Comments may span multiple lines. Using the same syntax, we can include multi-line comments. Then how to draw a horizontal line in HTML. To insert a horizontal line in web page, we have to use the empty tag HR. Empty tag means these are tags which are having a single tag value. That means this type of tags is not having an opening tag as well as closing tag. This empty tag means simply we can specify HR. The HR tag has some attributes like align, size in terms of pixels, width in terms of pixels, no shade. If we are simply using HR, we get a horizontal line across the web page. By default, 100% width is there. That is a line across the browser window. You can set the width of the line using width attribute. Also align the line using align attribute. Then another attribute, no shade, is there. You can see the sample code and the corresponding different lines. See the first HR. First HR is a default HR, simply giving the HR tag. Then a line will be created across the screen. Then after that, program a text is there. Then HR align is equal to center width is equal to 25%, which means that a horizontal line will be created where its alignment is on the center of the screen, as well as the width is 25%. From at the center part, it covers 25% of the browser screen. That's why the line is like this. Then after that, a plain text hi is there. Then HR no shade. You can see the HR no shade line. This is the HR no shade line. Then a hello text is there. Then HR size is equal to 5. HR size is equal to 5 means you can see the thickness of this particular line. Then after that, a plain text haha is there. Then HR no shade size is equal to 6. HR no shade size is equal to 6. Then this type of line is displayed. Hope you understood the various attributes of the HR tag. Now we can see how to place special characters in the web pages. Our special characters include less than symbol, greater than symbol, quotes, ampersand. For creating the less than symbol, we have to use ampersand LT semicolon. For creating the greater than symbol, we have to use ampersand GT semicolon. For creating quotes in our web page, we have to use ampersand quote semicolon. For placing the ampersand in the web page, we have to use ampersand AMP semicolon. In order to insert blank space in web pages, we have to use the special character ampersand NPSP semicolon for giving spaces in the HTML document or a web page. From this example, it's clear how to give these things. The next HTML element is A tag. A tag means anchor element. Anchor element is used for creating hypertext links, and these hypertext links are created for transferring control from one page to another. We can use this A tag to move to different documents, and it also helps to move to different parts of an individual document. If a user selects a link, then it is termed as hotspot, which helps to the retrieval and display of the designated document. Hotspot may also make movement to relevant parts of the same document. This anchor tag, A tag, has an attribute called href, which gives the URL of the target page. The text between the tags is highlighted. Selecting it activates the corresponding link. Relative addressing. In href attribute, we can specify the full address of the page, and the full address or full URL of the web page is termed as the absolute path. It's better to keep the parent page and the linking page in the same folder so that you can use the relative address. Here you can see that the first line ahref research.html is using the relative addressing format, whereas this last line ahref is equal to etc. / a big path is there, that is termed as the absolute path of this particular web page. So you can use either absolute address or relative address for the href attribute. Next we can see how to place images in a web page. Images are included in a web page using the empty tag img. img tag always takes an attribute called src, which mentions the source of the corresponding image. Source is an attribute which specifies the address of the image. Source also contains a URL which specifies the address of the image. Alt is another attribute which takes a text value. The purpose of alt attribute is that some of the web browsers may not support image formats. So in such cases, the alternate text will appear on the corresponding browser. Now we can see what all are the additional image attributes. The size attributes controls the size of the image. We can specify the height attribute for specifying the height of the image. Width attribute is there for specifying the width of the attribute. We can align the image to the top of the web page, bottom of the web page, center of the web page. So the align attribute controls the vertical as well as horizontal location of the corresponding image. Align can take values top, middle, bottom, left, right. These are the possible values this align attribute can take. There is an example which related to IMG. SRC is equal to char.gif, height is equal to 60, width is equal to 90, align is equal to top, alt is equal to cap. So a cap figure is appeared with the image height is 60, width is 90, and it is aligned on the top of the web page. If the browser does not support that particular figure or particular picture format, it displays the text cat. We can place images as links, that is links with images. A link element can include an image instead of text. Both images and text can be included if required. So here there is an example. Enter my word of cats, then a href is equal to cats.html. For that placing the link, the target page is cats.html, but the link is appeared on the figure in the next image tag. Image tag contains the figure of a cat, and in this particular web page, this cat image will act as a hyperlink. When you are clicking this hyperlink, it will move to cats.html web page. The next point is how to specify colors in web pages. In web pages, colors are specified with hexadecimal numbers, and the hexadecimal numbers are preceded by a hash sign, and it is having a total of 6 numbers which represents the RGB color components. The first two numbers represents the red component, next two represents the green component, and the last two digits represent the blue component. First is the red component, second green, then last two is blue. So here it is mentioned that body VG color is equal to hash 994422. So each of this digit is a hexadecimal number. So the value of each digit can range from 0 to F. 0 to F. F is the maximum value. And the first two digits referred for red component. Third and fourth numbers stands for green component, and fifth and sixth is referred for blue component. If the hexadecimal code is hash FF000, which means there will be value only on the first two letters, and it is having high value. FF is the maximum value that can be taken by the hexadecimal number. So this color is bright red. Likewise, the second, third and fourth numbers are having high value. The third and fourth is having bright green color. Likewise, the next term 0000FF, which indicates there will be value only for blue component, and it represents bright blue. And likewise, we can create a new colors by using the color combination. We can also set colors to the links, hyperlinks in a web page. In the body element, the color of link text can be controlled with the following attributes. Link, we can specify the link color as one color for an unvisited link. For visited link, we can specify that vlink. Then if mouse is on the particular link, then we can set the color to another color. We can set the color to another value. And so all these things, link, relink, a-link, should include in the body of the body tag of the HTML. To set the color of an individual piece of text, use the font element. Inside the font element, we can specify font tag, we can specify the attribute for setting the color of a particular text. Color is equal to, you can directly specify a color name or you can use the hexadecimal code. Some of the web browsers support the color name itself. Instead of the hexadecimal values, we can directly specify the BC color is equal to gray, text is equal to black, link is equal to blue. Some web browsers supports this, but most of the web browsers are not aware of the different color names. So it's better to use the hexadecimal numbers. In addition to the background color, we can also fix background images for a web page, and that can be done using background. For changing the background color, we have to use the attribute BG color in body tag. For setting the background image, we have to use the background attribute. And set the background attribute, we have to specify the address of the corresponding background image. So this is all about today's session. Thank you. Hope you all are enjoyed. Thank you.